All right, any car, any brand, if you have a car that does not want to go past 50, 60 miles an hour, I'm gonna show you guys why. This one came out of my 2014 Subaru Impreza, and this one came out of a 2014, 2013 Subaru Forester. They're both identical catbacks. I was gonna use one or the other, obviously the one that ran better or the one that was better. But the funny thing is, my Impreza came in with a lot of blow-by. Car doesn't want to rev, nothing. And then this one came in because it doesn't want to go. This one had a rod knock. They replaced the engine. It doesn't want to go past 50 miles an hour. Very laggy, barely moves. So I'm gonna show you guys why. I know some of you guys have seen my videos before. I bought this tool. It's a borescope. It was like $300 and something, but I need it to check engines, and I also use this is where it's gonna come very handy. I'll show you guys how and why. Okay, so this one here came on the Forester. Didn't want to go. They replaced the engine, and the car still didn't want to go past 50. Barely in town, it was okay, but it barely moved, and it was very laggy. They thought it was the engine, and so they brought it. And this is why. You guys can see this tool's pretty cool. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about, but we're gonna find out why. I already know why, but I'm gonna show you guys why. We're going inside, and we're gonna check. Hopefully you guys can catch it, and you guys can see that's a bad catalytic converter. That right there, it's wavy. It's like a hole. It's making a hole because you guys can see this thing moves also. But right now, you guys can see how wavy it is. Yeah, and it's wavy because obviously, and then check out right there. All right, all that right here, this white stuff, that's where it's clogged. That thing is clogged. There's nothing it doesn't filter it. And you guys can see, let me zoom in. You guys can see the little holes, how clogged they are. That's why this car barely, you guys see them right here. They're supposed to look like this. They don't. These ones are clogged, and you can start seeing over here how wavy that is. Look, there's a hole right there. It's wavy. So yeah, that's why. Look at that big old hole. It's wavy. So that means that's why the car barely moved, because this engine, it would have blown again. This engine the pressure didn't know where to go, so it developed a rod knock. They replaced the engine, and then yeah, the car runs good, idles good, but as soon as you hit 3,000 RPMs, the car just bogs. It doesn't want to move. It barely went up to 50 miles an hour. So that one is bad. This one came on a Subaru that I bought, and has a lot of blow-by, like a lot of blow-by. It would blow the dipstick away. It was pulling the oil cap off, but then there was oil everywhere. So this one, let's check this one out. You guys catch those? You see all those little white specks? The same thing, same deal. Look at that. This thing is clogged. Clogged. And you can see all that. That's the debris. It's pretty much the stuff that gets caught in there. But you can catch it. You can see all the white spots. Bad. Same thing with this one. This one's also wavy. You guys can see. See that? That's a hole. This thing is wavy. And you can see the white spots. That's because it's So yeah, there it's a hole. You can, I don't know if you guys can catch it, but I can see it. There's a hole right there. It's sinked in. I call it wavy, but it's a hole. What happens is it's too hot. There's a big old hole right there. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, there it is. Now you guys can see it. There's a hole right there. Now there it is. I can see it. I can tell. So same thing. That's why this cat is clogged. And because it's clogged, this is the end of it. There's the O2, the second O2 sensor. And you can see the white spots. It's where it's clogged. This thing is very, very clogged. You can see that. So there it is. All those little specks, it's clogged. And that's the end of it. It shouldn't be that bad, but this thing is bad. Yeah. Yep, this thing is bad. So there you go. It's gonna work for me. There's times that, like that catalytic converter, you can see it's all in the manifold. It's gonna be hard to take it out and find out if it's clogged or not, because you gotta peek through that hole. But with this tool, it makes it a lot easier. I mean, if I have somebody that comes over, I don't have to take them off. All I have to do is take off the O2 sensor, either the primary or even the secondary. I can find out on the end if you see those little white specks, it's a bad cat. So just a heads up, this is what's wrong with these cars. Both cars, one with a lot of blow-by, the other one, rod knock, replaced the engine, still runs very sluggish, very slow. That one is worse actually. That one's worse than the blow-by. This one is very, very clogged. That one's not that bad. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I would rather have a hollowed cat than to have a cat like this and know that that engine is going to blow here soon. Probably, I don't know, especially if you force it on a long drive, it's going to start getting hot. The rings are going to fry. You're going to redevelop a rod knock because it gets too hot. Or head gasket, something's going to, think about where the pressure or compression is going. So it's going to escape somewhere. And this one, obviously, if it had that's why it has a lot of blow-by, because what happened is the rings couldn't take it. They fried, and all the compression goes into the oil. So not a bad way, not a bad tool to find out why. If your car, it doesn't matter what kind of car it is, it's worth, if you have your car feels sluggish, it doesn't have power, it's worth going and checking the catalytic converter. In my case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hollow it. I'm going to hollow mine, and I'm going to send it like that. We live in Central Oregon. There's no emissions. I'm going to order one. While I order that one, I'm just going to use it like that for now. If it runs good, another thing you can do is they call them spoofs. I'll upload a picture of how they look and what they are. They're cheap. And what that does, it sends the O2 sensor back. It's like a spacer. It sends it back this way. So that way it reads something, because it's going to get a little bit hotter here. Because otherwise this thing's just blowing by, so the O2 sensor doesn't detect it. So with the spoof, what it does, it sends it back, and it's a little bit warmer in here than just nothing. So, and then same thing with the back one. Actually, I think the way you do it is you send this one's normal, and the spoof goes on the secondary one, because the secondary is reading, and if it's going too fast, it's not reading it. So you send it a little bit back, and it's kind of a little pocket, so it reads something. So I'm gonna hollow it. The way I'm gonna hollow this, I'm gonna use this hole, and I'm gonna puncture through it. I'm gonna take this O2 sensor out, and I'm gonna puncture both of them until it's hollowed. I'd rather have it hollowed and know that this engine is not going to be compressed. All right, we got two more cats we're going to inspect. We got one from a Scion TC, that's Jose Scion TC. That one developed a rod knock. And then we have one from a Honda Civic. That's the Civic that I just sold on previous video. and that Civic also developed a rod knock. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull the O2 sensor out of that one. This one's already off, and we're gonna take a peek on the inside. I am almost 100% sure that those cats, that's probably why that Civic made a hole in the block. So let's take a peek. So I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can take a better, closer look. Let's go inside and see what's going on. Whoa. Jeez. I don't know if you guys can catch that, but this thing is toast. It was already disintegrating. And there's a hole in the middle. You guys can see there's like a hole in the middle. It's just trying to push everything out, but it's, catch it there. There, you guys can literally see how wavy that thing is. Look at that. My goodness. Yeah. There's your problem, Joseph. That's why you develop a rod knock. That's from the Scion TC. Now let's look at the Civic. Bear with me. I'm gonna push this cat out of the way. Or actually, no. Here, let's go. This cat, it's clogged. You can see how it's all white. This one's still intact. It's still intact, but you can see how all those little parts, how white they are. That means this cat is clogged. Like there's no way to the passages are just done. You can see the edges. I'll try to get to the edges. I'll try to get to the good edges. See those edges? That's how it's supposed to look. Look, them edges on at the very edge, right around on the edges. That's how they're supposed to look. You see those? You see those? That's how they're supposed to look. You can see the white ones are clogged. The ones on the edges, some of them are still okay. Yeah, you can see those things are just clogged, man. So that's that. So there you guys go. You guys saw that TC. That TC is just, man, it's crazy how wavy it is, how it's tried pushing and nothing. It wouldn't blow. That Civic one, it's clogged, it's white and it's clogged, and you can see how white and how white those little honeycombs are. And I mean, I'm telling you guys, these older cars, it's not that they're bad. A lot of people, they'll blame, oh, you know, the cars, the brands, whatever. It doesn't matter. Any car that cannot breathe or blow, push that through, it's gonna blow. So something's gonna happen. So what happens is all the compression, it smashes on those bearings. That's why you develop a rod knock. Subarus, unfortunately, they're well known for head gaskets. And same thing, it'll just crush those bearings, or it'll just blow those rings or blow the head gaskets. If there's a car that's weak for anything that there was a recall, is gonna blow whatever it is. Something's gonna blow. I don't think it matters what kind of car it is. There's some cars that, you know, so like some of the V8s, they have a lot of power. It's too much. You got to think about it's 8 pistons for one catalytic converter. So what happens a lot of times, it'll blow it'll blow the donuts, or it'll actually blow the exhaust, like the catalytic converter, or a lot of times it'll just push all that honeycomb through. So it's a lot more cylinders, but these 4 cylinders for one big catalytic converter is not gonna happen. So there's that. I hope you guys learn from these videos. You know, if you feel your car's experiencing it's getting weaker or whatever, That's probably why. Now the one on the Subarus, the one Subaru was mine. That 2014 was mine, my daughter's. I just punched it out, and she's driving it like that. It's been already 2 weeks, and nothing's wrong with it. It just has a check engine light for no catalytic converter, no 2 sensor, but the car runs good. I ordered a few online, and I'm gonna probably throw that one on there. But then again, the other one that came from that other Subaru that I told you guys, the guy ended up putting it back on there, man. I showed him the video. I told him it's clogged, and it's a shop here in town, and he put that catalytic converter back into that car. That car is gonna blow, and I'm sure he just wants to sell it, but that's unfortunate, and that's pretty messed up if he does that, because it's gonna be a good engine, and that engine's gonna blow. Something's gonna give up. So there you go. You have a car that loses power, develop the rod knock, you put the engine and it has no power. That's what it is.